In recent years, reports of unidentified objects have captivated the public's imagination, stirring intrigue and speculation about advanced life. Among the various sightings, one intriguing case involved a smoke ring spotted above India. While skeptics may dismiss such sightings as optical illusions or natural phenomena, there are instances where credible witnesses and supporting evidence make these encounters worthy of investigation. The reported sighting of a smoke ring above India drew attention due to its unique characteristics. Witnesses described observing a large, perfectly formed smoke ring floating in the sky. The ring appeared to be self-contained and stable, maintaining its shape for an extended period of time. This peculiar phenomenon left onlookers perplexed and fascinated. One possible explanation for the appearance of a smoke ring is the occurrence of a rare meteorological phenomenon known as a vortex ring. Vortex rings are circular air formations created when a burst of air is expelled forcefully and forms a rotating donut-shaped vortex. These rings can persist in the atmosphere for a short duration before dissipating. While vortex rings are typically observed on a smaller scale, it is possible that atmospheric conditions or an unknown source caused the formation of a larger and more prominent smoke ring in this particular case. However, it is also essential to consider alternative explanations beyond natural phenomena. These sightings have been reported across different countries and cultures throughout history, and witnesses often describe similar characteristics, including unconventional flight patterns, high speeds, and the absence of visible propulsion mechanisms. While conventional explanations may account for some sightings, there are instances where the available evidence challenges conventional explanations and warrants further investigation. In the case of the smoke ring seen above India, witness testimonies play a crucial role. Eyewitness accounts from multiple individuals can provide consistency and credibility to the sighting. In this case, if the witnesses are reliable and their descriptions align, it adds weight to the credibility of the sighting. Moreover, corroborative evidence, such as photographs, videos, or radar data, can further support the claim and assist in the scientific examination of the phenomenon. It is important to approach these cases with a balanced perspective, acknowledging the need for rigorous scientific investigation while remaining open to the possibility of extraordinary phenomena. The exploration of the unknown requires an open mind, thorough research, and the application of scientific principles to understand and analyze the available data. Scientific institutions, research organizations, and dedicated investigators play a crucial role in studying and documenting these sightings. By conducting thorough investigations and utilizing advanced technologies, they can provide a systematic approach to the analysis of witness testimonies, photographs, videos, and other supporting evidence. This approach allows for the identification of possible natural explanations, as well as the consideration of alternative hypotheses that may challenge our current understanding of the universe. While skepticism is healthy and necessary in evaluating any claim, it is equally important to remain open to possibilities beyond our current knowledge. As science and technology continue to advance, our understanding of the cosmos expands, and we uncover new possibilities and realms of exploration. Smoke ring aircrafts, also known as smoke rings, have intrigued and puzzled both enthusiasts and skeptics alike. These unusual aerial phenomena, characterized by the appearance of large, perfectly formed smoke rings floating in the sky, have been reported in various parts of the world. While some argue that these sightings can be attributed to natural or man-made causes, others believe they may hold a more mysterious origin. Furthermore, man-made sources may also generate smoke ring-like formations that can be misinterpreted as unidentified aircrafts. Activities such as fireworks displays, pyrotechnics, or special effects used in theatrical performances can produce smoke rings or circular patterns in the air. The combination of lighting effects, atmospheric conditions, and wind direction can create visually striking phenomena that may be mistakenly perceived as otherworldly. However, it is important to note that not all smoke ring sightings can be easily explained by conventional phenomena. In some cases, witnesses describe smoke ring objects displaying unusual flight characteristics, such as sudden changes in direction, high speeds, or the absence of conventional propulsion mechanisms. These accounts raise questions and challenge our understanding of known aircraft or atmospheric phenomena. To better understand these smoke rings, Interdisciplinary collaboration between researchers, scientists, and experts in various fields is necessary. This collaboration can help in conducting rigorous investigations, applying scientific methods, and utilizing advanced technologies to analyze and interpret the data. By systematically studying and cataloging these sightings, researchers can discern patterns, identify potential causes, and potentially unveil previously unknown atmospheric or aerial phenomena. In recent years, governments around the world have shown an increased interest in investigating unidentified object sightings. Once considered a topic relegated to theories and fringe beliefs, these mysterious aircrafts are now receiving attention from government agencies and military organizations. This shift in attitude reflects a growing recognition of the need to address unexplained aerial phenomena and their potential implications. Several governments have taken steps to investigate sightings, and their efforts have led to increased transparency and scientific scrutiny of these phenomena. One notable example is the United States government's efforts to investigate these sightings. Other governments have also taken steps to investigate sightings within their jurisdictions. The French government, for instance, has been investigating these objects since 1977. The Chilean government also established the Committee for the Study of Anomalous Aerial Phenomena to investigate mysterious sightings and anomalies in their airspace. These government initiatives reflect a shift toward a more scientific and evidence-based approach to studying unknown sightings. Governments are deploying sophisticated technologies, including radar systems, satellite imagery, and advanced sensors, to gather data on these phenomena. By employing rigorous scientific methods and analysis, governments can separate genuine unexplained sightings from misidentifications or hoaxes, providing a more accurate assessment of the situation. The reasons behind governments' increased interest in investigating sightings are multifaceted. National security considerations are a significant driver, as unidentified aerial objects could potentially represent advanced technology from foreign nations. Governments have a responsibility to identify and understand any potential threats to their airspace and military capabilities. Additionally, the public's growing fascination with mysterious aircrafts and the desire for transparency have compelled governments to address these sightings more openly. Scientific curiosity and the desire to expand our understanding of the universe are also motivators for government investigation. These sightings present an opportunity to study phenomena that challenge our current knowledge of physics, aerospace technology, and the nature of the universe. Governments recognize the importance of fostering scientific research and collaboration to explore and explain these enigmatic occurrences. The investigation of these mysterious sightings and aircrafts by governments also serves to counter misinformation and misconceptions surrounding the topic. By actively investigating and sharing credible information, governments can help distinguish between genuine sightings and unfounded claims. This approach promotes a more informed public discourse, reducing the proliferation of theories and baseless speculation. Furthermore, international collaboration plays a significant role in the investigation of sightings. Governments are increasingly sharing data and collaborating on research efforts to pool resources and expertise.
Russian Defense Minister announces plan to resurrect a 3,000-year-old Scythian army through cloning. Science fiction has been a popular genre of novels and movies for decades, but as they say, reality is stranger than fiction. You would expect that cloning a 3 millennia-old Scythian army would be something taken straight from the pages of a science fiction comic or an unusual episode of Black Mirror, but a Russian defense minister argues it is possible. Around 20 years ago, an archaeological marvel was uncovered in Siberia, Russia. Researchers and archaeologists found, buried deep within the earth and graven of the Tuva Republic, the skeletal remains of over 3,000-year-old warriors of Scythian descent with the bones of their mighty steeds. One could argue that these warriors had already done their part for humanity and deserved to peacefully lay in the afterlife, but Sergei Shoigu, a Russian defense minister, begs to differ. Sergei Shoigu has publicly announced his desire to take the remains of these surely great warriors from centuries past and clone them into a brand new military unit. Shoigu is a native of the Republic of Tuva and believes strongly in the possibility of raising a modern Scythian army to fight and defend Russia and all her territories. He revealed these unique intentions in an online meeting with the Russian Geographical Society. Alongside being a powerful member of the Russian Defense Committee of the government, he is also allegedly close with Russia's President, Vladimir Putin, and the two are supposed allies when it comes to governmental matters. As a result, there is a strong likelihood that Shoigu's ambitions will be funded or at least carefully considered before being cast aside. The Siberian permafrost allows for the preservation of DNA, which would make obtaining the Scythian DNA challenging but not impossible should they be able to find a chunk of surviving organic matter. For spiritual reasons, when the excavations of the Scythian warriors are planned, Shoigu has demanded that local shamans attend the excavations to appease the restless spirits of the Scythians and to try and gain their spiritual permission to clone them from the afterlife. It is believed by both Sergei Shoigu and many local people of the Tuva that otherwise the spirits of the warriors will be angered and rain terror on the living. If successful, Shoigu would be able to create an army of the living dead. However, some argue that the wild claims are not meant in true sincerity, but to play their role as a distraction that Russia recently sent out 100,000 of their soldiers to Ukraine's borders. When asked about how the excavations are going, Shoigu responded with, "We have conducted several expeditions there already. It is a big international expedition." Shoigu has also made various references to the infamous case of Dolly the sheep as proof that cloning is within the realm of possibility. There is no way of knowing how sincere the Russian ambitions are, or if they are actually planning on resurrecting this classical army from their buried tombs, but there does seem to be reports of legitimate research being conducted related to the science of cloning and archaeological diggings. Lost Renaissance masterpiece, discovered hanging above woman's hot plate, sells for $26.8 million. Sometimes things that are lost are hiding in the most unlikely of places, and occasionally they are even hiding in plain sight. This was the case with the recently discovered Renaissance artwork that had been considered lost to history. Philomene Wolff, a Parisian auctioneer, was tasked with evaluating the contents of a 90-year-old Frenchwoman's apartment in Compiègne, and was immediately drawn to a small, old-looking piece of artwork that was hanging over her hot plate in the kitchen. She immediately knew that the painting, which is about 10 inches by 8 inches, was something special and suspected that it was a work of Italian primitivism, but had no idea exactly how valuable it would turn out to be. Wolff took the painting to Eric Turquin, an art historian with a track record of identifying difficult or long-lost works. After a thorough analysis, Turquin and a team of experts were all able to certify without a doubt that the artist of the painting was Seni de Peppo, also known as Cimabue, who is one of the highly celebrated fathers of early Renaissance painting dating back to the 13th century. Cimabue's paintings are incredibly rare, despite being considered a master of medieval painting, and historians only know of 11 of his paintings that currently exist, making this find even more impressive. Art historians were able to identify the painting as Christ Mocked, a part of a diptych of 8 scenes depicting the Passion and Crucifixion of Christ, likely as part of an altar scene that was separated and sold in the 18th century. Although prior to the discovery of Christ Mocked, there were only 2 known panels from the diptych in existence, called the Virgin and Child with 2 Angels, and the Flagellation of Christ. This new discovery was able to be identified as a member of the set by looking at the wood grain that was consistent throughout all 3 pieces. Jerome Moncuquil, a part of the team that made the exciting identification, said that they were able to positively determine that the painting was not a clever copy by comparing the wood grain between the sets. They are all made with the same technique on the same wood panel, so you can follow the grain of the wood through the different scenes, he reported. We also used infrared light to be sure the painting was done by the same hand. You can even see the corrections he made. Although there are only 11 known works by Cimabue in existence, historians speculate that the altarpiece that Christ Mocked was originally a part of contained 8 panels, meaning that there could be 5 additional panel pieces left for discovery. The owner of the apartment where the painting was unknowingly hidden away was elderly and moving out of her apartment, and she had no idea that she had an incredibly rare and valuable artwork in her kitchen. She told reporters that she had thought it was a Greek icon painting and that it had been in her family for as long as she could remember. Despite having been hung over a hot plate used to cook food for all those years, experts reported that the painting is still in excellent condition, apart from minor accumulation of dust. Considering the fact that the painting was made around the year 1280, it is truly impressive that it was able to remain in such good condition for all this time, and reminds us that you never know what might be lying in wait in some nondescript place for the right person to come along and uncover it. The Temple of Angkor Wat was bounded by a mysterious structure 1.5 kilometers long. In December of 2015, it was discovered that the world's largest religious monument is actually even bigger than we once thought, among other brilliant insights provided by this research team. The Temple of Angkor Wat, located in Cambodia, Southeast Asia, has been thought of as the world's largest religious monument for hundreds of years, having been built in the 12th century, once at the heart of the Khmer Empire. Bringing a modern twist to this knowledge, however, is the work of a team of Australian archaeologists who have found we can actually expand the recorded size of the temple thanks to their use of ground-penetrating radar whilst investigating the Angkor Wat complex. The research mission, dubbed the Greater Angkor Project, was led by Australian researchers, Professor Roland Fletcher and Dr. Damien Evans, who work with the University of Sydney. Their investigation revealed more components to the temple than we had previously known of, as well as the complex being bounded on the south side by a large structure, adding to the previously recorded size of this record-holding temple. When speaking on behalf of the team, Professor Fletcher said this structure, which has dimensions of more than 1,500 meters by 600 meters, is the most striking discovery associated with Angkor Wat to date. Despite this being a fascinating finding, there is still plenty we are yet to uncover. To date, the purpose and function of the structure remains unknown, and we are yet to find a parallel or otherwise similar structure in any other Angkorian works. Aside from the large adjoined structure, the team also discovered buried towers that had been assembled and removed throughout the period, estimated to encompass the dates surrounding the construction and first uses of the temple at the Angkor Wat site. Even more new information has come to light as a result of this investigation, challenging the misconceptions surrounding the temple. For decades, centuries even, we had held the assumption that on the land neighbouring Angkor Wat stood similarly sacred precincts and cities of religious importance. However, this team has found there to be evidence of a sparse population's housing among these areas. The research team believe this could suggest residential use of the land, theories supported by the findings of roads, ponds, and mounds. Current speculation says that these were all used by people working within the temple, in positions of service, largely such as priests. Another fascinating revelation made courtesy of this project is the discovery of wooden structures, having been created to secure and strengthen Angkor Wat. Archaeologists predict that these wooden structures have been implemented towards the more modern end of the temple's history, leading Dr. Fletcher to describe it as a possible last attempt at defense, an opinion expressed through his statement. Angkor Wat is the first and only known example of an Angkorian temple being systematically modified for use in a defensive capacity. The placement of these defences on a more modern timeline, estimated between 1297 and 1585 AD, suggests that the addition of the defences could have been in an effort to resist the growing influence of the city Ayutthaya, a city nearby. Dr. Fletcher summarised with the concluding thoughts: either data makes the defences of Angkor Wat one of the last major constructions at Angkor and is perhaps indicative of its end. This relatively recent insight into a temple so long out of use points to both the complexity of human civilization and the momentous discoveries that continue to lie ahead of us, and the abundance of new leads and information to have come from one research team is a true testament to their important work. Denisovan's DNA reveals mystery of human evolution. We have long had an interest in those that came before us, and while the Neanderthals are spoken of somewhat with frequency, the Denisovans were only found to have existed in 2008. This recent discovery of their ancient existence has led to many shifting details in our understanding of human evolution. They have made an appearance in our archaeological field and have left a trail of new research in their wake. Even following their finding in 2008, our timeline stood to be corrected, with us believing they existed just 50,000 years ago. As of 2015, however, we found that this number was far too limiting, and that, despite initial understandings, the Denisovans had been hanging around and walking the Earth for what could easily have been tens of thousands of years longer. This age correction was the result of speculations surrounding the true age of some fossils that were key in understanding this species. DNA from the species was tested, obtained from a tooth fossil found in a southwestern Siberian cave. From this tooth fossil, alongside the other somewhat limited data we have so far on this species, researchers have been able to conclude that the Denisovans were more accurately walking the Earth a staggering 110,000 years ago. The director and co-author of the study, Svante Parbo from the Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology, said in an interview with CS Monitor, "We got the first glimpse of genetic variation in Denisovans, and it turns out they have quite a bit of variation, about as much as Neanderthals." The tooth fossils looked at were determined to be from two separate people, with one of them having been alive a significant length of time before the other. This was determined by the missing mutations within the genes, giving us further insight into where these specific genes may have come from. Despite some people's theories, the Neanderthals and Denisovans, whilst similar, are very distinct species. Their resemblance is incredible, with the differences between their species only being evident after very closely analysing the original fossils. This intense level of examination that is required is what allowed the Denisovans to go undetected for so long. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.